This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
And here it is, folks, the culmination of what we've been doing all weekend here at the J.D. MacArthur Arena inside the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center. My name is Michael Harris, and I'm joined by Spencer Byers, the voice of Rogers Sports here in Grey County. Spencer, this is the Owen Sound North Stars family, or Father's Day Classic Lacrosse Tournament. As I said, it's been building to the 17U final, and as the viewers could see on the familiar orange of the Owen Sound North Stars have made it here to the championship game. Yeah, and it's nice to see that we have some home representation here at the tournament. It's not particularly nice to host a tournament. Yeah. I don't have any teams in it. We've had now 2 Owen Sound North Star teams. This one going to be played. We had the U13 game, which the Owen Sound North Stars won 7-1. So we'll see if this U17 team can replicate what the U13s did a little earlier today. Wouldn't that be nice? And you can sense it. I was out walking around talking to some of the parents between games that we just did, because we've been here all day, you and I and the rest of the Rogers crew, running on fumes, so we can get excited for this one, the final game of the tournament. And the energy is great. You can see here, this might be a little more challenging for this Owen Sound North Stars team. They went 3-1, Barrie went 4-0, and Owen Sound's one loss was to these Barrie Bombers. Yeah, it was. You see their first game of the tournament, they lost 8-4, but then they've won every single game since then, and the only opponent they both played is Kitchener, who Barrie, as you see there, beat them 6-4, while Owen Sound beat them 7-6. Yeah. So that should indicate that other than the first game, these two teams are rather close. Yeah. So we'll see if that remains true going into this second matchup. Yeah, and you know, one of the things we saw in warm-up, and we knew this just looking at the rosters, is number 15 for Owen Sound. You'll see him walking the screen there, Wes Grant, with he's got a cast on his arm, and that's a player they've really come to count on the last couple years. He plays lacrosse all winter. He plays, I think, in the Toronto Rock Stars program. I may have that incorrect, but certainly he plays all winter. That's one of their stud players. But this team is deep. They've got a couple of players in Russell Stolick and Chase Garvey that are ready to draw into the lineup whenever they're given the opportunity. You'll hear those names. So this should be a good game for Owen Sound. And of course, Barrie wants to finish an undefeated weekend. Yes, they do. Especially that means they get a gold medal and a good picture at the end. That's right. So we do have as we said, the 17U final. You saw there in your screen as they walked through, the referees shaking the hands of the coaches. And certainly these weekends do not go off without great referees. And we know every sport is challenged to get enough officials. So we're thankful that the men and women come into town and will give up their weekends. I know they're getting paid, but you know, and we know we've got to be thankful for these officials. Yeah, and regardless of them getting paid, if they weren't here, we wouldn't be able to hold a tournament like this, which is amazing, again, with how many teams it draws. Barrie, Sarnia, Brampton, some really pretty far places. Nate Laycock wins that back for Owen Sound, except it went right to number 16, Hunter Bricknell for Barrie, and Barrie goes on the attack first. It's Bricknell with it now. Bricknell back up top. It goes across to the left side for Barrie. Barrie will look to jump on the score sheet as quickly as they can, of course, and show that first win wasn't a fluke. Owen Sound grabs the ball. Taylor Bennett can't come up with it cleanly, so it does become Barrie's ball. It comes up top to Braden McKinnon. Braden McKinnon down low. And that's Austin Ringler. Ringler plays it up top. There's a shot. Oh, and it sneaks in. Number 9, Josh Hyder, just sneaks it over the pad of the goaltender, Jacob Flooney. Yeah, it looked like he was looking at that, I want to say it was short side spot. Yeah. But I do want to mention that he is using the smaller NLL style stick, so that also will be a factor here, covering that 5-hole up. As you see there, it did go 5-hole. And it did beat him, so you have to pay attention to that as this game goes on. It's a good observation you make, Spencer, and you'll see some goalies in this tournament using the big old style wooden stick. That is a bigger stick, but a little more challenging for ball handling. And here's Bricknell with it now for Barrie, a great big guy, number 16 for Barrie. And of course, these are 15, 16-year-old young men getting some physical maturity. Speaking of that, number 18 there is Ewan Skelly, and he's a big human being for this age. Off to the races for Owen Sound. Played up to Jonah Kerr, but just out of his reach. Logan Klages played that up to Jonah Kerr, but he couldn't quite reach it. You'll see in this game now, folks, a complete offense-defense switch. So when the ball's turned over, new players will jump onto the floor that only really play in the offensive end, and vice versa. A new set of defensive players will come on that only play in the defensive zone.
Yeah, and they didn't reset this shot clock when the possession changed, so they're going to get a shot clock violation against the Bombers.
And that was number 2, Austin Ringler, got that ball toward the net. Now, interestingly here, Barrie will be the home team officially as they are the number 1 ranked team in this game. Nate Laycock loses the ball as he's under pressure from Cameron By of Barrie. Up top, and Kerr can't handle it cleanly, but he gets it back. Kerr with the low shot, and a good save there by the Barrie goaltender. And watch here, Barrie on the run. It's 3-on-3, 4-on-4, so even numbers as they come down the floor. Of course, you got to stay outside of that orange paint. Oh, and the ball's given away. In chase for Owen Sound is Jacob Lundgren. And he's chasing Connor Crossland there for Barrie. And Lundgren comes away with the ball.
Yeah,
he can't quite handle it. Looked like he came away with it. Sorry, folks, he faked me out. And Jacob is a young man that did not play hockey this past winter and chose to focus on lacrosse. Again, playing down with some of the Toronto Rock programming in Toronto. And so he's focusing on that lacrosse, plays field lacrosse as well. Jacob was a good hockey goaltender and chose to give that up to focus more on lacrosse. And here's Barrie, there's a shot, Ringler, and a nice save by Flooney. And nice for him to get a good save there and reestablish himself.
And he's got that, he's definitely more agile than most goalies are, which again, I think will help with the lack of area that a normal stick would cover.
David Rouse gives the ball to the captain, number 17, Ryan Cranny. And Jacob Flooney is a AAA goaltender for the Grey Bruce Highlanders. Interesting, number 17, Ryan Cranny's the captain for this team, and he's a first-year U17 player. It just shows the leadership that he possesses. I've had the opportunity to coach Ryan in the past, and he's a great choice. Lots of great choices there. Taylor Bennett throws it down so that Barrie has to start in their own end.
Good call. I was thinking they weren't going to be able to get that away.
There's Hunter Bricknell under pressure, and Lucas Sarvis all over him. Sarvis on Bricknell. Sarvis tenacious in this attack here, and he knocks it away. Can he get it? Bricknell withstanding this, but look at Sarvis, just like a dog on a bone. Bricknell's able to play it down low for Barrie, but that ball's just bouncing around. And with it now is Logan Klages. Logan going for a run, but Tristan Hyder, the goal scorer, I think, chasing him down. Klages still with it. Oh, but he gives it away. Off to the races here is Jaden Maseko. Jaden Maseko, 21, chasing 21. He goes 5-hole, and he puts it in as Cole Hutchinson couldn't quite catch him on the back check.
And there it is again. The smaller stick, which actually both goalkeepers are using, it is causing that overcorrection of trying to cover his legs. You see right there how narrow he is.
Yes.
And because he knows he's got to move to cover more area, it opens up the 5-hole. So even you trying to restrict yourself in covering less area while trying to protect that stick, it allows you to step and then create even more space.
Yeah, Christian McKinnon controls the ball off the faceoff. And I got mixed up there because we have a Tristan Hyder and Josh Hyder. It's Josh Hyder that scored the first goal, number 9. So Barrie out to a 2-0 lead, and they're on the attack again. Maseko with the ball. Now it's the other goal scorer, Hyder, with it curling around behind the net. Looking for somebody up top, and he sees Ringler.
Got to shoot.
Ringler under pressure from Chase Garvey. And now up the floor is Lundgren. He's going to give that off to alternate captain Nate Laycock. Laycock looking for a teammate. And there's Laycock in the middle. Oh, just misses the net.
It's going to hit the roof, it looks like, so possession's going to stay. Going to go to the Bombers. And I do want to mention this, and I know you were talking about it before, but Brooklyn Doyle, a female player playing at the U17 level here in box lacrosse, which women's lacrosse does not have contact, at least the field sport doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It's nice to see see a woman on the U17 floor.
And here comes Brooklyn with the white helmet. She's quite an accomplished field lacrosse player. She's played for Team Ontario and plays for the Jewel team, the top level of women's field lacrosse here in Owen Sound U19. And then also has played a lot of box lacrosse. Again, Toronto Rock programming and other stuff. So she's no stranger to box lacrosse. And she's won a couple of beach volleyball gold medals with my daughter, Julie. So she's a multi-sport athlete, absolutely.
There she is.
Number 5. So the ball went out of bounds, and I think it is going to be Barrie ball. Going down to get it is goal scorer Jaden Maseko. Maseko plays it up top. A little hard to see the numbers for Barrie, folks, just as they blend in with their camouflage kind of jerseys. But we'll do our best.
And the net's off, but the ref's not going to blow it because the ball's far enough away he can fix it.
So battling for it there for Owen Sound's number 20, Chase Garvey. He's up top against Maseko. But here on the ball is Christian McKinnon. McKinnon looking like he was going to shoot fake, but he weaves through, one hand on his stick, and he gets a shot off. He does, but it goes wide. No shot clock reset because Flooney did not touch that one. There's an errant pass, and it's picked off by David Rouse. Rouse, number 16, a very strong physical player here for the Owen Sound North Stars. One of their big punishing defensemen. Taylor Bennett was talking to his sister Michaela up in the crowd. She's here supporting him. Michaela and Taylor, twins. And there's Jonah Kerr with the shot. Nice save at a reset. Doyle on a battle down in the corner. Doyle's going to win that battle and get the ball. There's Kerr again with the shot. Doyle on the forecheck. Now she'll go for a change. As we talked about that offense-defensive change that they do at this level of lacrosse.
A little more specialized, especially getting these kids ready for the junior B sector if they're also good enough, but
absolutely.
If they have the roster spots.
Well, and you'll see Nate Laycock, Jonah Kerr, and you mentioned a couple others that have had the chance to play with the junior P team already this year here in Owen Sound. Look at him bowl in there, number 18, Ewan Skelly, just bowled his way in there, and there's a shot. So I can't believe that got through. One of the things, folks, if you get the chance to get down here to the Bay Shore, obviously I suggest you do it, and many of you will have been here, you know that the clock hangs fairly low, and it makes those stretch passes kind of difficult in lacrosse. Barrie somehow gets away. Braden McKinnon bringing the ball up the floor, but he's met there by number 8, Jacob Lundgren. And there's Taylor Bennett, number 10. He's defending Tristan Hyder. Nolan McVicker along the boards loses the ball, and Lundgren looks to get it back. Nolan in another physical battle. Bricknell can't handle it initially, but he picks it up without any trouble. Barrie playing around with it out wide. And a butterfly save, sort of that unconventional lacrosse save, but certainly something that Flooney's used to on the ice, doing a butterfly like that, Spencer.
Yeah, and again, that's just because, again, having that smaller stick, he's got to cover more area between his legs, so he's got to try to be a little more athletic with that style.
And they're going to be forced to go stop the clock, and Flooney's going to have to go get his equipment looked at by the coaching staff here. Hopefully it's not a broken buckle. They just need to redo it. And conveniently enough, it's his dad, Jeff Flooney, over there that probably bought him those pads or helped him pick them out. Hopefully he'll be able to fix them up.
But with this stop and play, I do want to mention this. Again, early in the game, we're only about 10 minutes into this one. This Bomber team is really talented. They have a lot of guys that move the ball well, that create space well.
Yep.
And that's, I'd say, one thing I want to see these North Stars do, that this June 17 team needs to move the ball a little bit more, have a little bit more off-ball motion, trying to create space. Because they haven't done it enough offensively to make the goalie for Barrie move, because again, with that smaller stick, the more he moves, the more space is going to be created, just mathematically. So try to make him move, try to make that smaller stick a inefficient weapon when it comes to those low shots, comparatively speaking to using the bigger Woody, as Steve McCarthy would say.
And that's what we've been talking about kind of as goals have gone in today. Any chance you get to make the goalie move, right, it opens up those holes.
And I'll be honest, I haven't caught the number yet of the Barrie goalie, if it is of Colton French or Josh Farina.
We'll try and pick that up, folks.
Because as you mentioned, these numbers are kind of tough to see, especially on the side, because it's blue and blue with the blue number in the middle of the camouflage white.
And I can see a 0, but the numbers of these keepers are 0 and 30, so it still could be either of them. Looks like Jacob Flooney's all set here, ready to go.
So ball will go to Owen Sound, which is advantageous.
The captain, Ryan Cranny's going to start with it. And here goes Ryan under the pressure of number 4, Cameron By. Cranny takes it all the way to the corner and gives it up to Laycock. Laycock plays it across to Cole Hutchinson. And here's Laycock getting to the middle. He loses the ball, but Doyle's going to go after it in the corner. Doyle picks it up, gets a pick from Cole Hutchinson. Can Laycock step into this? He can't find the ball, but here's Cranny now. Cranny to Laycock. Back to Cranny. Oh, he just can't quite catch it.
That pass should have came about 3 seconds earlier.
Yeah.
When he got it, Cranny got open. He should have fed it right back and let Cranny walk
Crossland with it now. So you'll see that one player brings it part way up, dishes it off to the offensive player, and then makes the switch. And here's Christian McKinnon. McKinnon plays it down deep in the corner as they move back up. Lots of movement at this stage of lacrosse. Nobody's standing still. Ringler.
Not if you want to play, especially.
Yep. Avery Bentham with it. He gets through. And a crease violation there. But Flooney'd handle that shot with ease anyway. Hayden Hindle plays the ball up. There's a shot and a good save. Jonah Kerr looking dangerous, and he will be the main offensive weapon here for Owen Sound. He's their leading scorer.
8 goals on the tournament.
Yeah, and 10 points in total, but he is their trigger man.
And he's also the guy with the most penalties at 14.
Yep, he will show up all over the score sheet. Bricknell, and a good save by Flooney, and misses the net. Barrie's rebound misses the net. Here's Barrie just taking their time, surveying the action. Jaden Maseko with a goal. He's going to try and bowl his way to the middle, and he does. Gets 2 hands back on the stick, tries the backhand flip, and it doesn't connect.
Illegal screen.
And we're going to have Owen Sound ball here, and here he goes. David Rouse plays it up to Jonah Kerr. Kerr on the breakaway. And he hits a post. Nice play by David Rouse to get that up to Kerr, and he just hits the post.
Kerr had him too.
Sure did. You're seeing why Jonah gets that time even last year as a first-year U18 player or U17 player playing up with the Junior B Owen Sound North Stars. 2-0 Barrie Bombers. 2.5 minutes left, roughly, in the first period. Flutie, a little trick shot knuckleball there that he's managed to keep out, and there's a good save by Flutie. Very content to whip it around the outside, waiting for something to open up. Flooney comes out and challenges that angle enough that the Barrie player misses the net on the bounce. There's a ball whipped forward, but it's just a giveaway. Kerr didn't know it was coming. And here, another good save by Jacob Flooney. Too many men.
And it will be just a possession change.
Yep.
On offense, if it's too many minutes, possession change. On defense, it is a penalty.
That's a good clarification there, Spencer. Yeah, that was a rule that Spencer had to explain to me earlier, too.
Well, there's a hook now on going against the away side, or going against the home side, pardon me. So Barrie will go into the man disadvantage.
Ryan Cranny with a spin move trying to get to the middle. He can't get through. But that's okay. That change of possession will mean a penalty on the Barrie Bombers.
And it's a hook. He corkscrewed back, and that's a penalty where you want it back because it's 200 feet from your net. There's no real reason for it.
Yeah.
You know, you're going off for a change regardless. But again, the clock is running, so that will affect this end of the first. We'll see if Owen Sound can capitalize, though, on their first man advantage.
Ryan Cranny with the ball. Brock McElmoyle, Nate Laycock, Jonah Kerr, Brooklyn Doyle join him on offense here for Owen Sound North Stars. Cranny brings it up. Over to Kerr. Kerr's cutting across the middle. Backhand pass. Doyle can't reach. And then the keeper's able to grab that. I'm in soccer mode calling these goalies the keepers. But you know what I mean. And here's the ball. to number 10, Braden McKinnon. McKinnon's just going to eat clock probably, try to get to the end of the period and kill off some of this penalty against.
Yeah, try it for sure.
Lucas Sarvis trying to get it back from him. Lucas goes right after him. And it will be Barrie ball with roughly, less than 20 seconds left here in the period.
Yeah, that reset of possession will just take us to the end of the period. Happily, might I add, for the Barrie Bombers.
Yeah. So after the first period of play here in the J.D. MacArthur Arena, the Harry Lumley Bayshore Community Center on the shores of beautiful Georgian Bay in Owen Sound, the Owen Sound North Stars trail the Barrie Bombers 2-0. What's the message from the Owen Sound coaches to their team, Spencer? What do you think they're saying here as they gather in the corner to meet?
Well, I looks like they're actually going off to the locker room, which is surprising because you only got 3 minutes. But regardless of that, I'd say obviously penalties. You don't want to take too many penalties. They don't average a lot. They only average about eight a night, 8 per game so far this tournament. But regardless, this Bomber team is potent. They got a lot of guys who can move the ball, a lot of guys who can score. You don't want to give them opportunities at the net. Those are just easy ones. And also, I'd say offensively, I think more importantly, move a little bit more. Try to create a little more offense. Use a little more two-man game, pick and roll type of style. Try to create a little bit of mayhem and try to get a free runner like they almost did.
That's right.
Wide open, there was Ryan Craney after he fed it, and they didn't get it back quick enough. And when he did get it, there was only 2 seconds left on the shot clock and missed the pass regardless. So if he would have passed that a little earlier, maybe Craney could have, if he even missed the pass earlier, he could have been able to reset himself, get the ball, and get a shot away if that pass had been made a little bit earlier.
Well, and how different is this game if Jonah Kerr is able to capitalize on that breakaway as well. Hits the post, makes a great move, and unlucky against the post. I'm telling you, these posts have been getting a workout, and I think it shows the precision they try to shoot with because these goalies are so good and so big.
Yeah, even again at the U11, U13 level, we saw it. We saw those teams hit the post. I think the U11 game alone hit the post eight times at least. Yeah. So, these posts are getting a workout. Lucky for them.
I think I saw that it is number 30 Colton French in net for the Barrie Bombers. So at this age, they'd certainly not split games. They'd go, every other. Maybe at finals of tournaments, they have a number 1 goalie. Who knows? But this is Colton French in net. And so this being the 5th game, I would think if they went every other, it's not the. It would be maybe it would be the. Well, it would be also, if they went every other, it'd be the goalie that Owen Sound faced in the first game of the tournament as well.
It would be.
So, but who knows what they did? You and I weren't here all weekend. Or I wasn't anyway. I shouldn't speak for you.
I think at this age group, you'd probably try to have a starter backup, you'd assume, because the U17 level, I'd say is a little bit, you'd think would be a little more competitive. And I did want to mention that actually, because those Owen Sound guys went to the locker room, they're coming out a little later. They used the full 3-minute break. We've seen throughout the games, these teams have come out a minute and a half, 2 minutes early of the 3-minute break you get in between periods.
Yep.
It's Owen Sound team. They used the whole thing. They wanted that 3-minute break. They took it. They used it, and I think more teams should, because I understand, especially younger kids. They want to get going. They want to play, but I think using more of that break you're allowed, using the allotted time, will allow your team to conserve a little bit more energy, which may mean a lot better period for your team.
So Nate Laycock going in here against Jaden Maseko. Laycock for the North Stars and Maseko for Barrie. And Laycock would like to join Maseko on the score sheet. And here goes Cranny. They got a minute left in the power play. Laycock was off and Doyle joins the fray. And here comes the cross. Cranny scores! Just enough. Brock McElmoyle running into the center, causing the defense to move around. Just enough distraction, and Cranny's able to put it in.
And I don't think he could have drawn up a better start to this period for the North Stars. They score on the power play, get themselves back in this game, and get some confidence against a hot goalie in Colton French.
Yeah. and really a shot from far out. But as I said, Malcolm Oil sort of running the top. Doyle started to move in, and so you know the goalie's looking around thinking, uh-oh, what pass is coming? You can see that there. Just enough of a distraction, and Cranny makes a perfect shot down at the right foot of the goaltender, Colton French, and it's 2-1. Owen Sound controls the ball off the faceoff. Laycock doing a great job on these faceoffs. And here's through the middle. There's another great shot on net, and that was Cranny again. Laycock with a great give and go with Ryan Cranny. Maseko with the ball. Maseko, sorry. Out pressuring there is Hayden Hindle. Saw Hayden's parents and grandparents out there in the crowd. Again, a great thing when an Owen Sound team makes the final of the tournament, just like if Barrie was hosting the tournament, a great thing when a home team makes the final.
And not just one. We luckily had two.
Shot clock violation for the Bombers. And here goes Russell Stolik. We saw his brother Ryder win the tournament today with the U13, so Russell will be looking to put a trophy on his mantle as well.
Yeah, that rough and tumble U13 Owen Sound North Star team.
Russell's not quite as rough and tumble as Ryder, but a great athlete in his own right, no doubt about it. There's another shot from far out from Laycock, but just misses. Jonah Kerr's able to track it down, plays it across, and Josh Middleborough was not able to find it.
That's a good play, though.
Yeah, it sure was.
Behind the net, trying to get it basically, again, cross the line, trying to make the goalie move. And not only that, it was basically a one-timer, just was not enough on it there for Middleborough.
And here goes Barrie back to the attack. The one-handed flip pass from McKinnon doesn't connect, but Barrie's able to get the ball back, and this Ringler. A lot of movement through the house, I'll say, from both teams. And there's a long ball. Played to Laycock. Can he find it off the boards?
Nope.
No. We've said it many times today throughout our other 4 games. It is difficult to track the bounce of these lacrosse balls.
And not only that, the Bayshore bounce, I bet you doesn't help either, which we see in the OHL hockey a lot.
Good point. And here's Taylor Bennett. Bennett will do a little bit of that transition work as he brings the ball up and waits for the offense. No, there's the shot clock has been reset. Cole Hutchinson with speed to burn. And here's Cranny. Back to Cole. Oh, and he rings it off the post. I just honestly cannot believe it, Spencer. Cranny follows that up and finds it.
That's a good shot, though.
Yeah, absolutely was. To Brooklyn Doyle. Oh, and can't get it out of her stick. Nate Laycock with a great pass across. Hutchinson can't find that high pass, and we did get a shot clock reset. And Cranny back on defense, defending a 2-on-1. Maseko and Reynolds. Over to Maseko, and a good save by Flooney.
He faked the one way and went the other.
Yep. Reynolds cuts across the middle, doesn't get the ball. Here's Maseko with it still. Up top to Hyder, the goal scorer. It's Hyder still. Hyder tries to go 5-hole again, but Flooney says, you're not going to beat me there a second time, Mr. Hyder.
And they're going to call an illegal screen against Owen Sound and send the ball the other way.
That's a tough one for Chase Garvey, just trying to free up Nolan McVicker for a bit of a run. As Barrie gets into their set. And that was number 10, Braden McKinnon, with a dangerous shot. Nobody kind of stepped in his way, and Maseko gets it back.
McKinnon actually leads this team in points as well with 9.
There's a good save by Flooney again. But look at the movement through the middle from Barrie, Spencer.
Yeah, it's exactly what they want, and it's something Owen Sound should try to replicate.
Yep. Garvey plays the ball up to Middleborough. Josh Middleborough doing a good job there.
Penalty against Barrie as well.
He got hit up high, I think, and that shows the strength of Josh Middleborough.
Now it will be 6-on-5 for only about 10 seconds of the minors call.
Here's Jonah Kerr, tries to go wide, the ball's deflected. Yeah.
That was a good deflection because I think he had a spot there, did Kerr.
Yeah, so do I. Well, I'll tell you, when Jonah rears back to shoot it, I trust that he's got somewhere in mind. He is an all-out sniper, no doubt about it. And that is a penalty to number 11, Connor Crossland. So we'll set up the power play here for Owen Sound. Cranny back up at the top, joined by Jonah Kerr, Nate Laycock, Brock McElmoyle, and now coming on down low for them is Jacob Lundgren. And there's that same play. They did the same play where those two down low people run up and wreak havoc in the middle. Coach Ethan Woods over there, who's a National Lacrosse League goaltender. So lots of experience there. Rob Campbell, the head coach. And Jonah Kerr evens up the score. That's what we're waiting for from Jonah Kerr.
Yeah, and you saw there. He faked it. He knew they had the extra player, so he was able to fake it, get around his defender, which in a 5-on-4 situation is catastrophic. And he was able to capitalize, and he's a potent goal scorer, as we've talked about. Now his 9th goal of the tournament. You can't really let that guy by you.
And we'll finish off that coaching staff with Jeff Flooney. There's the trainer, and Chris Bennett helping coach that team too. And then the coaching staff for Barrie is Luke Ringler, and the trainer is Tom Hanrahan. So thank you to all the coaches that have given up their weekends. They probably have other kids, other places doing other things, but we appreciate that they give their time for these kids and to run these teams. And here's Barrie right back to the attack, and a good save by Flooney. Couple got by him early, 5-hole Spencer, but he's closed that down.
Yeah, I thought that one also did beat him. He did not get a secure firm on it, but the ball luckily did not roll by him, and his teammate was right there to grab that in the own.
Yeah, Bricknell, number 16, has looked very dangerous for Barrie. Great big guy running through the middle.
He's hard to stop.
And here's Kerr over to his teammate Ryan Cranny. Cranny plays it across, but Kerr can't find it. Doyle can't jump for that one either. And the shot clocks don't seem to even be turned on right at the moment, just so you know.
Just getting them reset. So
there we go.
The refs are, they count them themselves.
And here comes Taylor Bennett. In transition over to Laycock. And right in the head of the goalkeeper. So at this age group, they don't blow it down automatically, I guess, because that was right off the forehead. Too many men.
Which is a possession change. Thank goodness, not a penalty for Owen.
Yes, I know. I thought of that for a second. That was fairly clear.
Yeah, sometimes they're ticky-tack and sometimes they're kind of blatant.
Yeah. Oh, running through as Barrie gets all the way through, and a good save by Flooney again. Is that going to be a penalty now on Owen Sound?
It will be.
David Rouse going to the penalty box. Josh Hyder has looked awfully dangerous in there. Just one little quick burst of speed, and they had to play catch-up.
I do want to mention, leading goal scorer for the Bombers, at least tied for it, in Nick Gage. We haven't seen number 7, I don't think, yet tonight. At least I don't even said his name yet. So interested to see it. Maybe he's not here tonight or what have you, but that's a guy maybe we should pay attention to maybe a little bit later.
Yes, and you're right. I haven't called his name, so
maybe he just isn't here, or maybe they're kind of, maybe he just hasn't had a whole chance to look at the ball yet.
And we spoke about these tournaments being a bit of a war of attrition at times, right? Nice save, Flooney. And there's a good shot, point blank McKinnon. But Flooney up to the challenge. McKinnon with it again up top to Maseko. As he goes toward the middle. Here's Bricknell. Bricknell misses. And we'll get a quick change, get Hayden Hindle off. And on comes Cranny. Almost picked that off. And I guess that was the idea. Should say, according to Elite Prospects hockey website, Ryan Cranny, number 17, is ranked 54th in the upcoming OHL draft. He's in his draft-eligible hockey season now, so that would be for next May, but pretty exciting.
Yeah.
As he's a member of the Grey Bruce Highlanders AAA program. And here's a pass. Oh, it's just behind Taylor Bennett. We talked about those goalie sticks being better to handle the ball with. No goalie stick is truly good to pass the ball long distance.
It's intended to be easier. That's why it gives up a lot of its shape.
And here's Maseko. Down low to nice save. Hyder, one of the goal scorers. But Flooney again, he was fooled early between the pipes a couple times, but not anymore. Oh, just off the rim of Laycock's stick, or he was in dangerously. Owen Sound's now tried that long ball a couple of times. We'll have to see if that's a strategy they're trying to employ.
Definitely try to catch him on the break there. And it's always Nate Laycock, it feels like, coming off that bench hot. I was hoping that the referee would call ball that went down. That one obviously went off poor court.
See, there we go again. David Rouse out of the penalty box. But a good job here by Crossland to recognize that Rouse is there. But Rouse gets it back. He's going to try and bowl his way in there. Spin move. He's got one hand on a stick. He needs some friends here.
And they're going to come now.
Interestingly, the defense were waiting to go off. Not sure if Rouse would get that ball.
And Rouse goes down.
That's one of those kind of disadvantages to that system because these defenders weren't going off thinking that Rouse wasn't going to keep the ball that long, right? But good job by David Rouse. And it is Owen Sound ball.
They're going to cheer David to the bench.
And there's Kerr again. Oh, it might have hit the official or very close. But now you see the nifty hands on Kerr again. Here's Brock McElmoyle. McElmoyle in the corner, fights off a check and plays it up high to Hutchinson. Hutchinson and McElmoyle spent a lot of time on the same hockey line as well, so they'll know where each other are. And here's Barrie on a 2-on-1. Well played by Hutchinson and good back pressure there by Garvey as well. Hutchinson a little overzealous taking off there. And there's a good, you can see Rob Campbell up on the bench there. And in your screen, lots of experience for Rob Campbell. Such great, a non-parent coach too, which is so much time for them to give up in their summer. Same with Ethan Woods. Ethan Woods actually just has a very young child. Whoa. And plays National Lacrosse League and some field lacrosse, and is a nurse. So Ethan Woods has lots on his plate. He referees.
Yeah, wears a lot of hats.
Referees and general manager of the junior B team. And plays for the senior Bs. So between all of that, I don't think Ethan Woods sleeps. Anytime he has to sleep, I'm sure his young child wants to spend time, like just a couple of months old, so. But Owen Sound lucky to have all those coaches, and same with the coaches for every team. And here's Hyder. Hyder taking his time, looking behind the net. There's a good play out front. Oh, it just don't connect. And off to the races is Jacob Lundgren. Jacob Lundgren on the breakaway. Can he get away?
As well.
Oh, and he just gets taken. Maseko's going to get a penalty.
No, that minor was called well before Maseko even got on the floor.
Well, he called it on Maseko, so we'll see.
Oh, they're going to send two. So how about that? We're both right.
Hang on a second here. Too many men. Okay, he just, called too many men. And he's going because he must be the culprit. So that's from Owen Sound's standpoint, right? They took away a breakaway, I guess, by sending him out. He must have jumped early.
No, Maseko's going to stay.
Yeah. So they're going to send, is that Ringler?
Looks
Austin
like it.
Ringler.
I was going to say, Maseko came on the floor long after that arm went up.
Oh. Here's Doyle with it. Across to Laycock. Laycock sees Kerr. Kerr goes down low. Where is the ball? Oh, it's going to come all the way down to Flooney. They did get a reset, so if they can come back and help Flooney out here. Plays the ball to Jonah Kerr, whose brother Ethan is playing with the junior B team this year. And actually, Ethan, his older brother, was a tremendous soccer player before he kind of started playing some lacrosse as a bit of an older teenager, now playing junior B. And here's Doyle. Laycock's able to get that deflected pass back to Kerr. Kerr shoots again. Oh, so the goalie made a save, and Doyle has the ball in the corner. And that's the end of the period, though, Spencer. I got so wrapped up in it, I didn't even look at the clock.
That does mean Owen Sound will get a chance here to get the power play restarted at the start of the third period. And I also do want to mention, if this game is close in the third period, we will have stop time for the last 5 minutes of the third. So that will, at this point, most likely come into effect.
It sure looks like it. And what a period for Owen Sound. They're going to go to the dressing room again, of course. They barely get in there, and then they got to come back out. But you at least get a bit of a breather. And there's Ethan Woods right there. with the brown shorts on, talking to the official.
And not only that, I do want to mention here that we've seen throughout the lower age groups, most of these kids have goalie helmets, like hockey goalie helmets.
Yes.
Where the backup boy for Owen Sound there, Hunter Bryant, he's got a lacrosse helmet.
Yes.
He's got the goalie lacrosse helmet. So obviously, I'll say he's a more specialized goalie for this North Star squad.
And both of those goalies for the Barrie Bombers have the lacrosse style helmet.
So obviously, they're a little more specialized as well.
And see, actually, what's interesting is Jacob Flooney, I mentioned for Owen Sound, is a hockey goalie, so he would have the goalie mask. But this one has the North Star stickers on it, so I don't know if he uses both or just puts the stickers on for the. Because I'm trying to think now what color a mask he wears. I think he wears a black one in the winter, so he might just put the North Star stickers on it when it comes to summertime for lacrosse. But anyway, there it is, 2-2. So these coaches, you can see the Barrie Bombers coach there drawing stuff up. What do you think he's telling his team here after 2 periods, Spencer?
Well, it's intriguing because they came in leaders, and they allowed a goal immediately during the second period. Ironically, on the PK, so that could happen again going into this third and potentially final period. So that talk could purely be about just penalty kill. We know what we're coming into. They scored immediately going into the second period. Let's not allow that to happen again. Let's get to the first minute without allowing a goal. And then getting into offensively, again, moving, creating space, trying to get the screen. And one thing I do want to see Owen Sound do going to the other side is when they do that, they do the two-man game, do pick and roll.
Yes.
I want the player getting the screen to pass the ball off a lot sooner because Pete Carrill, former coach of Princeton, who created the Princeton offense, said if you set a screen, you are almost always going to get more space than the guy you set the screen for.
Right.
So you should, if you get the screen and you don't get a lane to shoot, the first thing his head should do is snap up, look for the guy who set the screen because he could be wide open, especially in the cross where the switching is not as, I'll say, formulaic as in basketball, where screening's a lot, or switching's a lot more widely used and widely accepted. In lacrosse, usually they try to, I'll say, hedge like in basketball, but double and try to send him. And the problem with that is that leaves the guy who's screened wide open and given the opportunity.
Well, again, we'll see if the teams can take advantage of those coaching tips. And there's the Owen Sound fans. You can see London Doyle right there to the bottom or to the right of the screen. Chatting actually with her cousin right there, Mallory McCoy. So lots of fans and of course London's sister Brooklyn is on this team in Owen Sound. So that's the Owen Sound section. Dennis Cool sitting there. So lots of people here, lots of fans as Owen Sound re-enters the floor.
Again, really late in that period, in that intermission. Again, you saw, Barrie get up at minute. They're ready to go when Owen Sound's like, no, we're going to take our full 3 minutes. We're going to take our time.
Starting on the floor will be McElmoyle, Kerr, Laycock, Cranny, and who's the fifth going to be? It looks like it's going to be number 20, Chase Garvey. Oh, sorry, nope, number 10, Taylor Bennett. And starting out there for Barrie is number 10, Braden McKinnon, number 20, Carter Reynolds, number 21, Jaden Maseko, and taking the face-off is number 13, Christian McKinnon. And McKinnon does control that face-off. Him and Laycock have been pretty even on these face-offs. There's Maseko with the backhand flip, and that's Hyder. Hyder 1-on-4, and he's going to get through almost. Drops his stick, and now the ball is, I had things wrong. That's Lucas Sarvis right there.
Drop the stick, which dropped the ball.
And he gives it up to Cranny. Here's Owen Sound. Doyle with it down low on the right, to the right of the net. Here's Jonah Kerr. Fake shot, steps over, goes over top, misses the net. And Laycock couldn't quite jump and get that, but McElmoyle, he should have won the jumping for that. He is a giant out there, very tall. Oh, low shot, looked dangerous from Laycock. Oh, and it hit there's a player off to the side of the bench. You can just see him there, and that ball hit him right in the face mask while he was sitting on the side of the bench.
And that's Bricknell.
And that's a big loss for them, number 16. He was a beast in that first period.
Figuratively and literally.
So here comes Barrie now back to the attack, but not really because they seem to just be killing some time here.
And they got out of their minor. Now it's back to 5-on-5.
Now they'll go to the attack. trying to get to the net there was Eric Kapling.
That's exactly what they wanted to do coming into this period, is get out of that minor without allowing another goal.
Jacob Lundgren takes it the length of the floor and gives it to Ryan Cranny. Cranny to Hutchinson. Over to Jonah Kerr. Doyle looking for her spot, gets behind the back pass, can't find the ball. And it's a 2-on-0. Here's Maseko. He's got 1 goal tonight, and that's all he's got still. Jacob Flooney says no thanks.
That one went right into the center of the stick.
Yep, sure did. Logan Klages with a little shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, and he's through. Can he spin, move, and get a shot on net? He does, but misses it wide. And here's Kerr with it. Kerr slips through on a spin move, scores! Jonah Kerr!
That's now double digits for Kerr, who puts the North Stars in their first lead of the night. But a good play by the North Stars, and they capitalized on what was a bad line change going the other way just before that, which gave Maseko a chance to get his second of the night.
Yep.
It wasn't able to capitalize, and now it's going to make Jaden Maseko think that's a 2-goal swing. I had a breakaway, could have scored. They go the other way, they take the lead now. That's a 2-goal swing.
Yeah, what timing on that save by Jacob Flooney.
And another, I think, Laycock violation gives possession to Barrie.
Yeah. So I wonder what Bricknell heard over there. Would be interesting to know.
I think he's grabbing his ankle, it looks like.
Oh, no, there's Bricknell with it right now, number 16. So I think it's number 18, the other great big guy, Ewan Skelly. And Ewan Skelly had a brace on his knee, I thought, so you wonder if he's got a knee problem already.
And it's too many men against the North Stars right after they get possession of it, so possession's going to go the other way.
As we play 5-on-5 here in the third period, Flooney has really shut the door nicely since giving up the first 2 goals. We're going to get a penalty. It's going to be a penalty to Owen Sound, and it's going to be on Lucas Sarvis. Lucas is always a very aggressive player on defense.
I think he got a high stick.
Give him a cross check. Must have been kind of in the back.
It is only 2, and again, stop time not in effect until the last 5 minutes of this period.
Yeah, good point, Spencer. So this will fade away quickly. And this is Barrie's opportunity to even this up. McKinnon starts with the ball. Over to Bricknell. Bricknell McKinnon play a bit of pitch and catch. Over to Maseko. Owen Sound happy to keep them outside. But there it is into the middle. And Hyder can't get it past Flooney.
They don't want that to happen again, though. That was way too wide open.
It's funny how they kind of lull you to sleep with these back and forth. And then all of a sudden, Hyder going to cut the, but not Bricknell. What an arm save by Flooney. And a nice job by Flooney taking that back into his orange paint. Good sequence there for the Owen Sound netminder. And here's the ball up to Hayden Hindle. Hindle slips.
And over and back.
Over and back. Slipped and fell over the line. That's the second time I've seen Hindle lose footing. He's kind of maybe turned an ankle there as he goes to the bench, but the second time I've seen him slip on something.
Always gotta check the shoes.
Yep. Back on the power play, or back controlling the ball on the power play. Back into the middle, and he scores. Ties it up. McKinnon, who's a big-time goal scorer for this team, out of Barrie, makes no mistake as he gets into that bumper position and puts it by the left foot of Jacob Flooney.
Yeah. Again, wide open in the middle there, was able to kind of, basically it's a fake cut. He lets Maseko get it, and then he just bumps his defender and creates just enough space to be able to receive it and spin himself into his forehand, which you don't want to let happen to a guy like Christian McKinnon, pardon me, who's now got himself his 6th goal of the tournament.
And here's Cranny trying to get by. Oh, Cranny tries to go up over the shoulder. He stepped in the orange paint, so it wouldn't have mattered. Maseko's just going to delay here, a little fake pass. Now he gives it up to Hyder. Okay, Owen Sound gets the ball back. Nolan McVicker takes it defensively.
And threw it right into the net.
Yep.
That's, you mentioned it earlier, that stretch pass, trying to get through the netting and the score clock here at the Bayshore.
And you see when you come watch junior games or senior games, the goalies that do like to throw at the length, they kind of have to second guess themselves because of that low clock.
Or they have to go well out wide to be able to get around it.
Right. Nice play by David Rouse. And here goes Taylor Bennett. Can he get by on a breakaway? Oh, he tries to go low off the post. And then he gets shoved into the boards. Not going to be a penalty, but Owen Sound will keep the ball.
Which, lucky for them, because that ball would have went into the rafters and would have given possession back to Barrie, but because of that possession call, they do keep it deep in the zone.
Nice run by Taylor Bennett. And here's Brooklyn Doyle. Absorbs a big hit to try to make a play.
Ooh!
And then Jonah Kerr comes in. And in the end, it actually, he's trying to stick up for his teammate. At the end, it might have been worse because he knocked them both over.
And possession will stay, and the referee asking her if she's okay, and I bet you she is.
She took a big hit to make a play initially, and then Jonah came in to deliver a hit, knocked the Barrie player and Brooklyn right over.
Yeah, hey, I'd say stepping up there for Doyle, but I'm not sure she needs stepping up for.
No, that's just sticking up for your teammate, whoever it is. And, you know, that's what Owen Sound, they've got a great team, a close-knit team. And let's see what they can do here. 7.5 minutes left in a 3-3 game. And here's Maseko, who's been dangerous. Nice catch by the Barrie player, number 17, Eric Kapling. But the ball, nobody can figure out who's got it.
Possession, though, in the blue, in the orange paint, so possession will go back to Owen.
And here's Lucas Sarvis, plays it forward, but it does not get the bounce to Jonah Kerr. Owen Sound does take it, however.
Ooh.
No call here of any kind. Oh, what a save. What a save, Jacob Flooney. Because that was Maseko deked right in there, and Flooney stayed with him, didn't bite on any of the fakes. Oh, Lucas Sarvis with a giveaway at the end of the defensive zone.
Or at least it was almost a giveaway, but now it will turn into
and now McKinnon has it.
He's going to wait. That's a smart call there by McKinnon to wait.
Get his defensive lineup on, or sorry, offensive lineup on the floor. Good solid positional save again by Flooney. Oh, a little backhand trickery there, the behind the back shot. Oh!
Clagus,
you saw Logan Clagus' head kind of go back there, and he thought he had the ball too. Service on defense on Hyder. Here's McKinnon. Fake shot, and the backhand flip. Tricked his own teammate there. And here's Sarvis. He'll make a safer pass this time. No, he won't. He'll fire it down the floor to Jonah Kerr. And, oh my goodness. Cole Hutchinson picks it up. Follow the bouncing ball.
That just shows how nasty the spin can be on this ball.
Yes.
How much that ball just decided to change directions for no apparent reason.
And here's McElmoyle. Tries to go over top. And he can't find it over top of the goaltender. Nice move by McElmoyle to deke in there. 3-3, 5.5 minutes left.
We're almost at stop time now.
Yep, oh good, yes, good observation. Here goes Bricknell, plays it across. Hyder.
Lucky for Owen Sound, he was on his backhand, he's on his forehand, that might be a goal.
Coaches yelling all sorts of stuff I can't make out. It must be, it's usually about the end of a shot clock they're yelling to get something going.
Or stand tall if you're on the defense.
Yes. Here's Nate Laycock carrying it up the floor. Going against the defense of Eric Kapling. Oh, and it's a giveaway. Here's Maseko on another breakaway. Hutchinson chasing him down. Maseko! And he puts it by the outstretched hand of Jacob Flooney. It is 4-3 Barrie Bombers.
But this is right in stop time, so if you want to go down, this is when you want to. Is in the stop time where you're able to use the full 5 minutes and really use your possessions.
So this, unfortunately, a giveaway in the offensive zone by Owen Sound, and Hutchinson doing his best to get back here. And Maseko just many, many moves, and you can see Flooney trying to take up as much net as he could, but you give Maseko that many chances, he's going to put one in.
Another violation against Laycock.
Be interesting how, how both teams use their benches here late in the game. Maybe you leave a Jonah Kerr on for defensive possession in case he steals one and can go the other direction quickly. Stuff like that. We'll see. Ringler up top. Those are the risky across the floor passes you'd think they're going to stop making now with the lead. Hyder. And a good save by Flooney. Sorry, that was not Hyder. That was Avery Bentham.
Who's now complaining about getting a headshot.
Yeah.
An illegal screen against Barrie. Oh, and they're going to call that. You'd expect, yeah, Bricknell's going to go. And this is the perfect time to get the minor.
And Ryan Cranny's staying down here. Bricknell's going to get, what do we got here? Well, did he say 5? He showed a full hand there.
And it is a 5.
So they're shorthanded the rest of the game here, folks. And this is not good. Captain Ryan Cranny is still down on the floor. He's coming back from a wrist problem.
Oh,
so if this was in the wrist.
Look like he's grabbing at his thigh there. As again, the whistle went to switch possessions. As you see here. As you see,
oh, it must be because he's on the ground.
The possession change here happens. So because of Hutchinson giving that extra shot there at the end, Bricknell decided to take matters into his own hands and swing back. And always they call it retaliation. And because it happened right as the whistle went, they called it, I assume, a 5 for slashing. So Cranny will walk off.
And again, it is a leg, you're right.
Not only is that a 5-minute major, it's during the stop time.
Yeah.
So that is an actual 5-minute major. That will be treated like one. So Owen Sound can get more than one opportunity here at the power play. And the time won't run while they score. They will be able to use all 4 minutes of this. So as long as they're able to retrieve the carom off the goalie or off the boards here and use the shot clock properly, they could be able to score a lot of goals here on this 5-minute major.
Now, I need Cranny to be healthy to play in the beach volleyball tournament next weekend with my son, also to come back and win this game for Owen Sound fans. But this changes things because Nate Laycock has to go and play that ball up top, and that would normally be Ryan Cranny in that position. Yeah,
but a timeout now taken by Owen Sound, so maybe that's a thing they were thinking about, Michael, and they were able to take a timeout and say, okay, we're going to draw something up here, so the top player, maybe not necessarily the focal point, they'll be able to create something off ball to get a shot.
And and also you wonder if it's give Cranny a bit of a chance as that power play quarterback. You can see Cranny leaning over there. He had a stinger, so that also gives him a bit of a chance to see, is he okay, or is it something to keep him out the rest of the game? Because that number 74 on the helmet there, that is, well, you can see 17, that's Ryan Cranny. Jacob Lundgren, number 8 there. You see Nate Laycock, Cole Hutchinson, Brooklyn Doyle, Jonah Kerr, all in there getting instructions from Ethan Woods, and he'll have the play drawn up.
And Kerr's asking questions, which I really do appreciate. Because if you're not asking questions, how are you learning?
Yeah. Well, and you know, if Owen Sound has their way, this ball is going to end up on the stick of Jonah Kerr. In the stick of Jonah Kerr for the shot. And there's Barrie drawing up their own defensive structure.
But not only that, Michael, I think that's the thing you can use as an advantage, is people think, okay, the ball's going to Kerr because he's got 10 goals, he's got 2 tonight, and maybe create a misdirection to go the other way and try to create an opening the other side because, again, teams are so focused on Jonah Kerr.
It's a well-made point, and you can see, here's Ryan Cranny. So his leg is better, we hope.
A great timeout by Owen Sound for that reason.
Yeah. And here goes Cranny over to Kerr. Oh no, Kerr right into the stick of Maseko. Wrong guy.
And he has to really test that thigh now.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, nice swim move by Maseko. And a big time save by Jacob Flooney. How good has he been in this game?
And he's needed to be. Let's be honest, he needs to be at this point.
So here's Cranny again. Brock McElmoyle joins the fray this time, down low on the left-hand side. To Nate Laycock. Laycock across to Kerr. Kerr dives in again. Nice save there. We haven't said French's name that much. Colton French is the goalie. Here's Ryan Cranny with a shot. A high bounce, and that's going to be Barrie's ball. So Owen Sound can wait. They don't have to pressure too much. 3 minutes left. As you said, it's stop time, so they're not going to waste any of their power play. The power play will take them right to the end of the game.
It should.
And here's where they've left Jonah Kerr on the floor here. If he can make this, I bet you're going to see Jonah Kerr just stick it out here. Oh, get that stick down for Owen Sound. And then knock the ball away. And here's Logan Klages off to the races. He'll wait for the offensive team to come on and give it up to Laycock. Laycock to Cranny. Barrie sets up. They've kind of got like a T formation for their, well, they see where the ball goes. Into the middle. Nobody knows where it is. Can Laycock find it? Doyle finds it. Doyle flips it to Kerr. Kerr into Brock McElmoyle. He tries to go high again, but French with a great save. A nice defensive play by Reynolds in the corner, wins that physical battle. And Jonah Kerr trying to defensive move, loses his stick. And this is Reynolds now, Carter Reynolds, who made the great defensive play. He's just gonna rag the clock. Owen Sound puts the pressure on, knocks it away. David Rouse knocks it away. And this is Bennett again. Bennett has been dangerous in transition. This time he decides to hold up. Whoops. And a bit of miscommunication, but Taylor Bennett still has the ball.
He tried to hand it off.
Plays it down low to Hutchinson. Hutchinson to Cranny. McElmoyle will get down low on his left wing. And here comes Jonah Kerr with a quick shot and a good save by French. Try to get that stretch pass to Maseko.
I don't like that pass.
But look at when the Laycock coming in. He's going to call just because it was a little bit from behind, I guess. That's a possession call to Barrie. Nolan McVicker trying to get the ball away. Braden McKinnon. Braden McKinnon's 10, Christian McKinnon is 13, so McKinnon's all over this roster. Oh, David Rouse ignores the ball, and it goes right to Christian McKinnon. Woo.
Nice catch.
Last minute of play. Owen Sound still on the power play, as we said, right till the end of the game.
They might
Taylor
pull
Bennett
the goalie here.
And here goes Hayden Hindle.
And they're going to pull him.
Hindle to Laycock, over to Cranny. Cranny will quarterback this, and Flooney does go to the bench.
6-on-4 now, the last 40 seconds or so.
Jonah Kerr, back up to Cranny. Cranny takes a shot, scores! A little two-person pitch and catch. Ryan Cranny, Jonah Kerr back to Ryan Cranny to the back of the net. And it's 4-4, Spencer Byers.
Yes, it is, and again, it'll be sudden victory overtime if this final 35 seconds doesn't lapse. But guess what that means? That means the 5-minute major will go into the sudden death, which could be catastrophic for this Bombers team.
And Owen Sound, as you said, still on the power play for the last 35 seconds of this game. Finds that knee area right on a bouncer. What a shot by Ryan Cranny.
And I do want to mention, though, with that opportunity, because they use that sort of T shape where they move Maseko at the very top, and he tries to steal that initial pass, which he's done really well tonight. Because of that, if you move him over just a little bit, it creates a little bit of space in that middle, which is exactly what Cranny did. Nice
win by Laycock at that crucial time on the face-off.
And that might be the rest of this period. So they're going to try to chew as much as they can to be able to get the last shot.
Final shot. Oh, no. And a giveaway, and the break. Here goes Maseko. Hutchinson chasing him again. Can Hutchinson bug him enough? And a good save by Flooney. Some careless play for Owen Sound leads to disaster, almost disaster. Hutchinson with 3 seconds left. McElmoyle got to shoot.
We're going to OT.
Okay. That was near disaster there, Spencer, but a good hustle play by Cole Hutchinson and a great save by Jacob Flooney.
Again, we'll have 3 minutes in between regulation and the OT, and the first goal is the winner. And again, Owen Sound will keep this 5-on-4 going into the overtime period. So Barrie will really need to win a face-off here if they don't want to allow Owen Sound the first chance to win it on the power play.
And you can see there a well-earned fist bump to Jacob Flooney from the head coach, Rob Campbell. What a couple of periods he's played. He gave up those 2 goals through the 5-hole early. And then, there's Nolan Girard right there, too. He is a great player for this team. So they're missing Wes Grant and Nolan Girard. Those are 2 really important players. Nolan would have been his first year on this Owen Sound team. He moved here from the Oshawa area and has been a big-time player for this team in Owen Sound. I'm sure there's players missing for Barrie as well. It's just what you get at this level. It's a physical game, people getting hurt, people missing games.
And it's a weekend, right? And we're in the middle of summer, and, parents, have other things to do, right?
Yeah.
And in fairness to them. So, injuries play a factor, the weekend plays a factor, I'll say life plays a factor. So You know, it's great to see these guys and girls, respectively, be here and be able to play in this Father's Day tournament in memory of Glenn Juniper. I mentioned it off the top in the very first game, but in memory of Glenn Juniper, former Rogers TV commentator. At least that's how I knew him. And obviously, as you said, you're minor hockey coach and obviously coached a lot of lacrosse here in Owen Sound.
Yeah, and as we said, this tournament in the past named for Harry Kazarian. The Kazarian name synonymous with lacrosse here in Owen Sound, and Mark Kazarian coached for so many years and played, of course, and then his sons playing, you know, Brian Kazarian playing at the highest levels, and anyway, so the Kazarian name is all over this tournament as well. So we've got a minute left, and they got to ring the buzzer here because, as you said, that Owen Sound team goes off. I don't know what these coaches say. What Owen Sound can say, something you already mentioned, is that you're still in the power play.
Win the face-off.
Win the face-off.
I think the first thing you sit down and say, you look at Laycock, you look at whoever you're going to send to the dot and say, you have to win this face-off. Have to. Because if you don't, they guarantee themselves 30 seconds off the overtime clock and off the power play clock, which is very disadvantageous to Owen Sound. So the face-off is right now the most pivotal thing to start off with overtime. Obviously, after that, everything gets more and more important, but immediately it's got to be get possession, win the face-off, and create the offense.
Great support here. There's Andy Jones, a guy who played lots of hockey with sunglasses on his hat there. Just a sports fan here in Owen Sound, down here watching this. And it's important, folks, when these games go on, get down here to the Bay Shore, get over to the rec center, check out Owen Sound Minor Lacrosse website. There was a great event a couple weeks ago. The Owen Sound Field Lacrosse hosted their weekend of games. They took over the Kiwanis Soccer Complex, made it the Kiwanis Lacrosse Complex, had games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just great things going on in lacrosse in Owen Sound and in the whole region. So if you have a chance, after watching our games on Rogers TV, get to a rink and watch these kids play. It's just amazing. Get here for the senior games, the junior games. Lots going on.
And a face-off won by Laycock. Exactly what you wanted. Now they can get set up in their offense real quick.
And here's Cranny over to Laycock. Laycock into Jonah Kerr. Oh, a nice save. What a timely save by French, because that's a great setup by Owen Sound to get Kerr cutting across the middle. Here comes Kapling. Kapling will be trying to wait out this penalty now. 30 seconds left, shorthanded, and then they'll be even. Owen Sound got their chance.
And he's going to take a beating for it.
Yeah.
They might get one more opportunity here if they can get this ball quick.
17 seconds left on the penalty. Just a battle down. What a good job by Kapling. My goodness. He wasted a full 22 seconds there. Just would not give that ball up. And Hayden Hindle gives it to Cranny.
Now it'll be back to 5-on-5, so they got to work quick here before that guy gets involved.
And that guy happens to be number 16, Hunter Bricknell. It was advantageous to have him in the penalty box. But Bricknell's not going to stay on the floor for this. Yes, no, he's not. That's number 15 coming on, who is Tristan Hyder. Played through the middle, and that Hyder can't get the ball, and it's David Rouse. So these folks, for your reference, these players are just finishing up grade 9 and grade 10. So 14, 15, some just turning 16. Young athletes, but boy, they don't play like it. They play big and strong and smart. It's really impressive. Here's Cranny with a shot. Oh, tries to go low again. McElmoyle chases it down.
McElmoyle tried to one-time it off the pads, just couldn't get a stick to it.
Brock with two older brothers, Carter and Keegan, who are great lacrosse players in their own right. Here's Cole Hutchinson. He's going to earn a cross-checking penalty, or high stick, I mean, but that stung him.
Yeah,
that got him right in the chin. There's going to be two.
Oh my goodness. That is so bad for Barrie late in this overtime, or starting in this overtime.
Jack Calvert. I think the first time I've said his name, and it's going to be a high sticking penalty.
And he
almost got a second one there.
I think he knew.
Yeah. So let's see if we get Hutchinson comes right back on. Good for him, but that you can see that would stung him up in the chin area.
Yep. And this is again a full 2 because it's stop time. It's been stop time since the last 5 minutes, so they'll be able to again use a full 2-minute power play.
They put 10 minutes on the clock, Spencer, so it's a 10-minute overtime period. And there's a shot from Cranny, and a good save. French has been up to the challenge whenever he's been asked. Both goaltenders have just been excellent in this game.
They needed to be.
And here's Ryan Cranny. Oh, can't come up with it. And off to the races. Here goes number 10, Braden McKinnon. And Flooney stands tall and gives him nothing to shoot at. It's going to be Owen Sound ball. You know that Jacob Flooney was ready for that challenge. He's faced a lot of stressful times in his sporting career and lots more to come, I'm sure.
And a lot of breakaways here tonight alone.
McElmoyle up to Hutchinson. He seems no worse for wear. They're waiting on Nate Laycock or Cranny to join the fray.
And over and back.
We're going to get the ball back to Owen Sound here.
With a minute full.
And it's Hutchinson.
That's a reset and a full minute left in the power play. So again, they get to use all of this time.
Yeah. And they're going to take their time, get set up. Nice little screen there. He scores! Jonah Kerr completes the hat trick to give the win to Owen Sound. And you can't see it on your screen, but Maseko is not happy. They thought Cole Hutchinson should have got maybe an interference call or just a change of possession. Doesn't matter, didn't get called, and Jonah Kerr's the hero, Spencer.
Yeah, and Maseko immediately gave the ref an earful, and he is not happy. The gate of the Barrie Bombers are, because again, they beat this team before. They beat this team in the very first game of the tournament, and now it comes back, and they end up losing the rubber match, if you will. And again,
there's Zach Lemon with the cast on his wrist as well. Holy jumping. This Owen Sound team down 3 players. I didn't see Zach there with the cast on earlier.
I haven't seen Everest Lone Wickens, who's played a lot of games for the Junior B team.
Yes, good point. He was not there too. But guess what? The right players were there. Owen Sound got down 2-0, and they could have just folded up the tent. But to their credit, they kept coming, Spencer, and they end up with a 5-4 victory here over the Barrie Bombers.
Yeah, they do. And again, it's just so advantageous for this home team to get a second medal for Owen Sound. They're now 2 for 2 on the day, and you know, obviously you wouldn't like it to end in controversy, which I think Barrie faithful and the Barrie team feel like it ended in, but regardless, Owen Sound and Barrie, 2 close teams. They were, I'd say, destined probably from game 1 to face each other in this final, and here they are, and close game, but Owen Sound with the power plays were able to capitalize.
So who are you going to give, like, if you were to pick a player of the game for Barrie, who would that be?
Well, you got to probably go Maseko.
Me too.
Had so many opportunities though at the net that maybe you take it and give it to Christian McKinnon, who also got a marker here today. But in fairness to Maseko, he was potent. He was great defensively, taking that transition game into a new level, getting out to the races. And unlucky for him, he's the guy who gets caught with the high stick that ends up. I'll say costing Barrie the game, but ends up feeling what makes Barrie feel like they are hard done by.
Yeah, and then if you're picking a player of the game for Owen Sound, who would it be?
I mean, gotta be goal scorer, game winner, Jonah Kerr. I mean, again, though in fairness to the goalkeeper, he deserves a mention as well.
That's the only one I thought.
Jonah Kerr with the hat trick, game-winning goal. You know, in fairness to Ryan Cranny, who got the game-tying goal on the power play at the very end of the third period.
Cranny with 2 goals, Kerr with 3 goals, and Flooney with an outstanding performance. So many choices. And when you have a game that's played that well by both teams, you should be able to pick multiple people on each team that had great games.
Yeah, exactly. And again, no offense there to either Colton French. We didn't say his name a whole lot, but he was good when he needed to be.
He sure was. So that actually wraps up the games here at the Father's Day Classic hosted by the Owen Sound North Stars. You can see behind us Amber Jennings from Peak Point Real Estate. You know, sponsors are a big deal here. Rogers TV puts a lot of work into this. Mark Perry and all the camera people, we thank them. So yeah, check the websites. Look at Owen Sound Minor Lacrosse. Look at Owen Sound. Look for the field lacrosse where they're playing. There's so much going on. The Owen Sound North Stars Senior B, the Junior B games. So much lacrosse to come and see, Spencer.
Yeah, the Junior Bs are about to start their playoffs in a couple of weeks' time. The Senior Bs got to finish up their season about mid-July, and then they'll be getting ready for their playoffs. So not only is it good lacrosse, it's playoff lacrosse. We're almost there, so might as well come on down to the Bayshore.
And you can find it on Rogers TV, too, if you can't get down here to the Bayshore. So anyway, that wraps up a great day of championship Sunday. Here you got lots of time to go watch the U.S. Open finish up. It's on late at night. So thank you for joining us on Rogers TV. He's Spencer Byers. I'm Michael Harris for Mark Perry and the rest of the crew. Thanks for joining us right here on Rogers TV, Grey County.